Hi, I'm Emily, and Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, and I'm going to share with you a huge list of Thanksgiving books. Gobble, 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 fat turkeys, fat turkeys. It's just there's no way to make this pretty. So Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. It is near and dear to my heart. I actually had an ancestor on the Mayflower. So I have a lot of books. I have 9 books to share with you in this first part, and in the second part I have 9 more books to share with you. I'm going to open these up, tell you who wrote them, tell you a little bit about each book, show you some pictures, and you can choose which ones you want to use in your homeschooling or just in your family learning time, whatever book works for you. But before we get started, help us out by subscribing, the buttons down here, and hitting the bell notification so that you get notified when we have cool videos about parenting and homeschooling and awesome family fun. Gobble, 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 fat turkeys, gobble, 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 fat turkeys are we. As sure as we're living, we're here for Thanksgiving. Gobble, 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 fat turkeys are we. Alright, first up I have these by Kate Waters. And so this is On the Mayflower, Samuel Eaton's Day, and Sarah Morton's Day. And these are all photographs from the Plymouth Plantation, so they're all reenactors. Absolutely gorgeous and gives you an amazing idea of what a day in the life is. So here's the little girl getting dressed, and it goes through what the names of her clothing are and what a day looks like in her life. So they're a day in the life of books. And I'll show you then, that was Sarah Morton's Day. And this is On the Mayflower. And again, this is by Kate Waters. And the photography is by Russ Kendall. So it really just gives kids a perspective from another child who lived during that time. Of course, these are reenactors, but it's done very, very well and very true to what it would have really been like to be on the Mayflower or in Plymouth Plantation. So really educational, but yet a really easy read. So then here's Samuel Eaton's Day, again by Kate Waters, and the photography by Russ Kendall. Just a day in the life of, here he is getting dressed in his clothes. And usually with my bigger girls, we go and look stuff up because it says a lot of information, and because it's such a short book, it's the focus is being in his day or in their day, and so we go and look stuff up, or we find a YouTube video about something that they mentioned. It's really, really fascinating. So those are a great resource. So as we're talking about all these books, I want you guys to be able to find the correct books with the titles and the authors. So I'm going to have the affiliate links in the description below. You can go find all these books down there. This is The Best Thanksgiving Book, an ABC adventure by Troll Associates. So I think this was a collaboration. Oh, written by Pat Whitehead. And this is super cute. My girls loved this when they were little, and now they're reading it to their little sister. So the ABCs with the Pilgrims and the Indians here, and the first Thanksgiving. Love it. Super cute. This one is by Magic Treehouse, a research guide. It's the Pilgrims, and by Mary Pope Osborne and Natalie Pope Boyce. I'm saying everybody's names right. But this is really cute and fun. Great illustrations and little facts along the way. Notes as it follows the story of the Mayflower and the Pilgrims that came over for freedom of religion. And it's so important to understand and know these stories, because if we lose sight of history, it can be easily changed. And so it's really good to keep reading these stories every year. My family goes through a pilgrim study every year, just regardless of where we're at in our history program. Okay, and here are some books that are specifically about characters within the Pilgrim story. So here's Squanto. We have read this one several times. It is really great. It's an easy read for the kids. Just a little chapter book, and it really follows his story of going to England and coming back and helping the Pilgrims. Really awesome one here, and it does have some illustrations in it. Nice, easy read. My girls have loved this one. It's very loved. It's all taped up. And this is Massasoit, friend of the Pilgrims. And again, it just goes into his story here. I had a little note. It's written in 1971, and it shows how the American Indians lived with illustrations. So this is by Virginia Voigt. Oh, and I just want to mention too, this one, Squanto, before I forget, is by Clyde Robert Bula. This is by Virginia Voigt. And it has some really awesome pictures of how the American Indians would have lived and done things. So again, great to see how did people live? What made their life the same and different from ours at the same time? Let me set these ones down here. It's got some pictures of maple syrup from maple trees and how that was done. So, great resource there. And then this is John Billington, friend of Squanto, again by Clyde Robert Bula, B-U-L-L-A, Bula, I think so. And again, this one's very old and very loved. It was written in '56, and it's a children's book. It's just the story of John Billington. He was actually on the Mayflower and was there in Plymouth. So it's his story with Squanto. Now this one is a little bit different because it does follow an imaginary family through the voyage across from England to Plymouth. This is Voyage to Freedom, a story of the Atlantic crossing 1620 by David Gay. And so he does say in the foreword here, or the information in front, that is not actually a real family because we don't have actual minute by minute, day to day accounts of what actually fully happened. We have accounts by prominent people on the Mayflower, but not necessarily exactly 100% everything that happened. So he's following a fake family, and the dialogue is with them, but the story is real. Everything that's happening to them is real. So, good one too. So I hope you enjoyed those books. I hope you can get your hands on at least a couple of them and read them this season and enjoy a spirit of Thanksgiving and learning about our roots here, why we're here, why we came to history, why we came here by reading history. When I made a big timeline for my family, for my girls to look at, I was really interested as we drew a little picture by each event that happened. This event of coming from England to America was the only picture on the entire timeline that spanned from ancient to modern times that showed a family holding a Bible. So that is what is so important about knowing the history of the Pilgrims and our faith and our freedom. And I really hope that you're encouraged to read along. Alright, if you like this video, please hit thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified. Find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, just stalk us, okay? Because it really helps our channel grow. And there's going to be a part 2 of this with more books for you to consider for your Pilgrim and Thanksgiving study. Be sure to check out the links in the description, the affiliate links, and that also helps our channel grow too if you order them through there if you're interested. And there are more videos over here. There's videos of interest, and stay tuned for part 2. As sure as we're living, we're here for Thanksgiving. Gobble, 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 fat turkeys are we.